Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new old Let's Play. It's Fester's Quest. Why does it say licensed by Nintendo and not Nintendo of America? Like, look, the words licensed by Nintendo are out of place there. And there even a little bit. I mean, I don't really know what's going on here. Get in the van, we're playing the PAL version. So, this is the PAL version of Fester's Quest. Not all that long ago, I replayed the NTSC version from the United States of America, and that version is hard. This version, not so much, because you can fire through walls. But there's more to it than that, as you will find out from doing things in this game. Why am I getting frogs here? Usually I am just getting the little berry-looking things that just take a zillion hits and just go down just like that. But as you can see here, we can fire through walls, and when we get the more powerful guns, we get to destroy everything a lot more easily. Controls are still the same as always, just like with the NTSC version. The control pad lets you move around, B lets you shoot, A lets you use items. Pressing start lets you go to the item menu. You can use the control pad to select items. Right now we just have the bulb, the key, and the money. And I believe if you keep pressing... Well, if you have the whip, you can press select to switch between the gun and the whip. But we don't have the whip yet, even though we could just as easily get the whip upgrades. And as you can see here, super easy to shoot through walls, super easy to destroy enemies with multiple hits, which is something that we really want. So, as before, we are Fester. A bunch of people have been kidnapped by a UFO, as well as our brother Gomez, the patriarch of the Addams family, who happens to be Fester's brother. Fester now has to go save everyone, including his brother Gomez. But before we can do that, I do the same thing that I do every time I play this game, and that's just walk back and forth around here, trying to get my gun to level 8. You start out with a basic yellow projectile, then you get little orange boomerangs that move back and forth in a sine wave pattern. Then you get these balls that move around in a circle. And then you get the triangles. Power and range increases with every level that you get in the 4 types of gun. For level 7, you get a double helix style shot with the triangles, and for level 8, which is the highest you can go, you can get the triangles to fire in one straight shot. And I could have gotten to level 7 right there, but I didn't. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. But now that you no longer have projectiles coming to a dead halt when you hit a wall, it is much easier to take out virtually anything, including anything that can hit you through the wall with a projectile, which is a very, very good thing. Why? Because when you go through narrow corridors, you have to position yourself in a very particular way to make sure that your shots don't get stopped dead cold. in case you need to destroy something. I can stand anywhere I want, go any way I want in any way that I want to, and I can easily destroy any enemies that happen to be in the way. Couple that in with the fact that enemies take a lot fewer hits to kill, and we're going to have ourselves a fun time. I'd have an even more fun time if I could get to level 8 on the gun. This is taking much longer for me than I am expecting, and I don't know why that is, but at least I'm destroying a few frogs along the way, which is alright. I don't want downgrades, I want upgrades. There are two kinds of pickups for the gun. You have the blue ones, which upgrade you, and the purple ones that downgrade you. Get the blue, avoid the purple. Simple as that. Also, I keep forgetting to talk about the bulbs, the keys, and the money. The bulbs let you see in the underground segments that we'll be traversing throughout the game. The keys will let us unlock doors at these little houses that we'll be seeing off and on throughout the game, and the money is used to refill our health at hot dog stations, or hot dog stands. You go to a hot dog stand, you equip your money, you press A in front of the hot dog stand, and you refill all your health. It costs 5 units of money to refill your health, but it's worth it, assuming you can find a hot dog stand like the one below us right now. And if I could get one more gun upgrade, that would be great. But in the meantime, you can see how easy it is to avoid downgrades. As long as your head doesn't hit anything, or your body. Well, actually, as long as your body doesn't hit anything, you're good. If your head touches it, it's okay, because your head's not part of your hitbox, apparently. So now that we have the level 8 gun, which is all the pyramids shooting out in 3 straight lines, we can now destroy everything with reckless abandon, which is something that I want to do. Also, these heads, they shoot flies when you destroy them. If the flies touch you, they will slow you down, but they will not altogether hit you. There is an item that we will get coming up called the Vice Grip, which will speed us back up if that happens. All we have to do is just go to the pause menu, select the Vice Grips when we have them, use one, and then, of course, after we have it equipped, of course, and there you go. So, let's equip the key, press A in front of this door, and Pugly will give us TNT. TNT will give us a nice explosive weapon to lay down to take out tough enemies, should we see them. And in this other house that I want to go to before I go down those stairs is something else that I do want to get. Yeah, I still have my key equipped. Wednesday gives you Vice Grips. I already explained what these things do. You equip them, you press A when you have one equipped, when an enemy slows you down with its attacks, and you'll go back up to normal speed. Now it's time to equip the bulb. There is a window for all the items with the little bulbs in the corner that change color, and when you have an item selected, you have it equipped. So let's go down the stairs with the A button. Let's move out of the way of the stairs. As you can see, we have the bulb equipped. We press A, and we use our bulb. We use one bulb anyway. I can get away with walking past that. It's just my head. And we can now see underground. Of course, if we go back underground, we will have to use another bulb. Now, I will be going over here, even though this is not the way, to show you that, hey, these things with the worms exist. And 2, unlike the American version, the slimes do not multiply when hit. They go down in a hit or 2, and that's the last you see of them. It's like hitting them with the whip, except from further away. Also, I can stand anywhere I want, and my shots won't be stopped dead cold by a wall. So these heads that are moving around here, they produce worms. I believe the worms do slow you down if they hit you, but you'll be too busy blowing them the bitch with your gun for that to even happen. Also, that green frog took a lot of hits in the North American version. Takes far fewer here in the PAL version, released in Europe. So because of this, we're having a much better time destroying slimes and frogs with the max power gun. We can just blow through everything. And yeah, once you know what to do, once you know how to get through the path, it's pretty simple. I know I haven't been saying much about where to go, but if you've been watching me so far, you pretty much know where to go. And I want to take my time and wait for this to disappear before I go. Perfect. Yeah, I didn't think I would be able to pass through it in any way without accidentally touching it, so I decided not to even bother. Anyway, with all the things I mentioned about this version, slimes not multiplying, enemies taking far fewer hits to kill, being able to shoot through walls without your projectiles being stopped dead cold because you didn't position yourself correctly. This game is the version that we should have gotten in the States. Also, press A at this ladder and you will go back above ground. Now it is time. Well, I could go to that building, but I don't want to do that yet. Also, 2 gun downgrades. Ouch. I want to go through here first, because there are some things that I want to get. First off, there is this house right here. And if I go in here, I get the potions. The potions will allow you to refill your health when used. You have 5. And to get more, you have to either beat a boss or lose all your health and continue your game from where you left off. And money. Yay. Okay, we should have everything that we need here. And I can go ahead and destroy these things super easy. But yeah, these green and pink frogs, they usually get a lot closer to me before I finish them off. Here I can finish them off from a good distance, which is good. And that leaping bug thing that I just shot down, that thing went down in 1 hit. Also, and I can't believe I forgot to mention this, unlike other games that were converted to the PAL, for the PAL region, when the NES showed up in America and it started having games coming out for it over in Europe, Fesser's Quest, unlike other games, was properly converted to the PAL format. You didn't have any weird black bars. You didn't have slowed down music and gameplay. It played just like the NTSC version, except easier. So, now that I've also mentioned that key difference, we need to go inside our first building. We equip our key, we use the key in front of the door, and we have this pseudo 3D thing going on. Let's go ahead and go... Oh, I should mention the controls. Left and right turn you around. Down lets you move in reverse. And up lets you move forward. Now that we got that out of the way, we go 2 steps forward. Turn left. 1, 2, 3 steps forward. Turn left. Keep going forward. Turn right. Move forward. Move forward again once you're in front of the wall, and you will get a health upgrade. There are 2 health upgrades in the game. This is the first one. So now that we have that out of the way, let us turn back. And from here, we're back to where we were before we picked up the health upgrade. We just keep going forward. And we just make our way towards the door. And we are on this end of the building here. That building didn't really have much else except for a health upgrade, but all the other buildings, they're going to have bosses. And now that we are here in the forest, do I want to? Nah, I don't need to. I was thinking about going back to the hot dog stand for a health replenishment, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go to this house first. You want to make sure you go to this house first because the next thing we're going to get is easy to miss. Thing gives you invisible potions. This is a mistranslation. It's supposed to say invincible potions or invincibility potions. Even the pause menu has this weird mistranslation, I guess. I mean, you are kind of invisible because you are flashing, but you're only really invisible if you're at 30 frames per second. This is more of an invincibility potion. Much like the regular potions, you get 5 of these. The only difference is, while the regular potions refill your health, regardless of how much you have, the invisible potions give you invincibility frames for a short amount of time, giving you temporarily invulnerability until you stop flashing, in which case you'll need to use another one. We have all the items that we need to continue on with our quest. So let us equip the bulb, go to these stairs, press A, move out of the way, press A again, and there we are. We've lit this place up again. So, the PAL version. Very, very good. I wish I had this version as a kid. And maybe had somebody to watch play so that way I had an idea of what to do. Even if kid me probably still couldn't have gotten very far. I mean, that would have been nice. Anyway, just keep following the path here. You should be able to make it out of here okay. And hopefully without much in the way of problems. And from here, I don't think it really matters which direction we go because, well, we're going to be taken in the same direction anyway, and you guys exist. And you guys go down in fewer hits too, those little pink domed enemies with the mouths. Those things can go through walls, just burrow through the ground underneath walls just to get to you. And that snail that I shot up, those things turn into slimes once you destroy them, which would be an issue if the slimes split into multiple clones of themselves if you shot at them in this version. Strangely, they don't. And while this does prove to be a bit of a hindrance and makes it harder for you to get more pickups and even upgrade the whip later on, it's still more of a blessing than a curse because they just go down. I mean, I didn't even know these slimes were going to pop up from the right. So I can just show you over and over. I mean, you can still get power-ups from them. It's just going to take a lot longer. Alright, enough playing around. We need to enter this building. We have a key. Thankfully, we got a key just from destroying that one frog. So let's go ahead and go in here. Alright. We go all the way forward until we hit the wall. Turn left. Go all the way forward. Turn left. Or do you... Okay, no, you have to turn right here. Go all the way forward, turn right, and there's the door. Okay. I may have to pull out the potion here just in case. But here we go. Once we enter the boss room, we have a few seconds of invulnerability, and then we fight this thing. This thing always attacks with its little extendo arms. Left, right, both. And you want to position yourself perfectly between the arms, and you just want to shoot this thing for as much as you can. Ow. Yeah, once this thing stops, you want to move out of the way, and you just want to get in as many shots as you possibly can. And compared to the American version, that took a lot less shooting to do. Even the bosses take far less damage in this version before they finally go down than in the American version of the game. Like I said, this is the version I wish America got. But it didn't. So America got the harder version instead. Anyway, when we beat a boss, we get all of our potions and invisible potions and all of our super important items back. Basically anything that isn't a bulb, a key, or money, it gets refilled. Which is great, because you can't get those things from enemies. So that potion we used, we got it back. If we lost any health, we got all that back too. Also, we get a clue in the little clue window in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like a UFO. Spoiler, it is going to be a UFO because we saw the UFO in the opening cutscene from when we turned the game on. So, we've taken care of the first two buildings, and we're now going to save more of the adventure for the next video. Join me next time where we take on more of Fester's Quest in the PAL version of the game, and see how much easier this version is compared to the NTSC counterpart. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!